I've had Whoop for over 365 days now, and this is my review of it. Is a health and fitness device even worth having? In this video, I'm going to talk about my favorite features and the discoveries that I've made that I probably wouldn't have been able to make on my own. So let's talk about the first thing that I really love about Whoop is that you can actually track your sleep on Whoop. This is including your deep sleep and your REM sleep and your light sleep when you're awake, your breathing efficiency. It made me realize that I don't actually breathe properly when I sleep, which I didn't know before. As you can see, my recovery is pretty good recently. I've actually noticed that when I eat higher amounts of protein, my recovery is always in the green. So I guess protein is giving me more than gains. It's giving me green recovery. In the other reviews that I've seen, people actually say that it's actually really encouraging seeing all the colors change throughout the week, even though you can see like I've been in green the whole time. Here's a yellow, and it's just satisfying to see the color coding over time. And once you have Whoop, it does become like a mini competition where it's you versus you, because you can actually see the improvement straight away, as opposed to if you're on a weight loss or weight gain journey, it actually takes time. As with Whoop, it's usually sudden because you have the statistics right in front of you. You can also see your sleep performance, and if you go on the sleep section, it actually tells you how much hours of sleep you needed that night and how much you had. Or say if I go on yesterday, I needed 8 hours, but I slept over 8 hours. So it will analyze based on previous nights of sleep you've had, how much sleep you should get. So as you can see in the sleep performance, I sleep pretty good. I prioritize my sleep because, especially with a Whoop, you can really see how much your sleep affects everything that you do. Like, sleep is number one. Once you've mastered sleep, you've mastered everything else. Your strain is basically how much you're pushing yourself during working out, and it calculates how much strain that you can be pushing. So it's telling me if I want to really aim for my fitness goals, I should push between 16.6 and 20.6. Just to give you an example, I reach around 15 strain when I run at like speed 9, okay? So it's actually really difficult to get strain 20. It's not like 6, I'm on 6.6 right now, and that's like the you know, basically your resting strain. Strain, I think, is the biggest psychological competition for me, because it's like I can see how much I'm pushing myself, and I can see if I'm being delusional on whether I'm out of energy or if I'm actually out of energy. So Whoop can actually confirm that for me. This is one of the things with having a Whoop, is that you kind of rely on it a little bit. Like, sometimes I just have workouts where I'm like, I wish I didn't have to like track or journal about my workout. I wish I could just work out. It's like the same with like, it's the equivalent of counting calories. Like, it's nice to see how much you've eaten and being aware and aiming towards your fitness goals, but at the same time, sometimes it's nice to just not track everything. So even though I've had this whole Whoop for a year, I'm actually excited to have a break from it. A new feature that I've been using on Whoop is the plan. So you can basically customize a plan for yourself based on the goals that you want throughout the week. And I think this is one of the like biggest wins for Whoop, because you can really help yourself personally get better at something. For example, here you have deep sleep, sleep consistently, sleep longer. And for example, if I said I want sleep deeper, it'll tell you what behaviors would suit that plan. So for example, I would avoid a late night meal, avoid caffeine, and sleep in a dark room. And you basically switch the plan and you tick off every day if you've achieved the plan, and it'll basically personalize the plan along the way to make sure you achieve that goal based on how you're doing. And here you have some other goals. You can even select if you're on vacation, and if that's like something that you want to work on, is relaxing. You can see here I've selected behaviors that I want to stick to, which is clean eating, journaling, and hitting my protein intake. I'm the best at hitting my protein intake apparently, but this really helps keep me accountable because I have something to tick. That way you don't really have to set up another habit tracker anywhere else, or keep writing in the notes, or even worse, not noting anything down. You're actually held pretty accountable if you just tick off these on Whoop. One of my favorite features of Whoop is the alarm clock. For example, if I want to wake up at 6, it's telling me to go to bed at 10 to 10 to maximize my sleep, okay? And then when I wake up, it's just a slight vibration on your wrist, and it just wakes you up every time, no matter how deep your sleep is. One of my favorite features of Whoop that I kind of forgot to mention is the journal feature. This is my absolute favorite feature, and I think it's what actually sold me to get Whoop in the first place, because I'm such a self-awareness gal, and I love to journal, so the fact that this feature exists is amazing. This feature actually analyzes how your habits affect your recovery and sleep. If you go on my journal, you can actually see what I've ticked off, and what habits I have. Some of these are just things I do once in a while, however they do affect me, so I can actually see how that happens. Like, for example, I consume protein every day, but I can put in the exact amount I consume, and it has so many options, like if you're on a keto diet, or if you consume meat, or if you experience migraines. It's so personal to you, and it actually made me learn that having a high amount of sugar actually has the same effect on my body as high alcohol consumption. Like, my heart rate is just as off, and my recovery is off. The only times my recovery is in the red is out of 3 reasons. 1 is alcohol consumption, 1 is if I'm getting sick, and 3 is if I've had a lot of sugar. A feature that I actually have not used is the strength trainer feature, and the reason is because they actually don't have the workouts and exercises that I would want to do. There was a time where I tried to create a workout from this, and I couldn't find so many of the exercises I use, and they're not even that complex. I'm not making up my own exercises. They should be on there. So if anyone from Whoop headquarters is watching this, improve your strength training app. I would love to use it, but it's a bit behind. I've seen a lot of men do these reviews, and I have not seen many women. So for you girlies out there, I want to say what's different for the girls on this app. So you can actually track your cycle on Whoop. I don't, I still use Flow. I'm a Flow girl through and through. So you can see you have the menstrual cycle here. And it can actually analyze how your menstrual cycle affects your sleep. It actually tells you, for example, I'm on day 3 of my period. Sleep efficiency is generally a little lower than average as you start a new cycle, which is so true. Every time I'm before my period, I have the worst sleep. Like, the day before I start my period, it's the worst. I can't fall asleep even if I'm tired. And it's so interesting that it can actually tell you that, oh, your sleep efficiency will return to normal as you move to the follicular phase. I need to Google that. I don't even know what that means. See, it like teaches you things. It's a teacher. And it also will tell you your strain tolerance. You know, I don't look at this feature enough. I think it's amazing. Like, what app analyzes your period to your training? Actually track as well whether you're menstruating, whether you have menstrual cramps, and whether you are ovulating, because all that can affect your training. Would I recommend Whoop to you watching this video? Yes, I would, especially because Whoop has 30 days free where you can actually return it if you don't want it. So I think it's worth trying out, which is what I did, and I loved it because I've never had anything like that. I've never done anything like that for myself. And it's really good if you want to just like set that competition / that goal for yourself, or become more self-aware than you are, just because you can't reach that level of self-awareness without a device, just because of how detailed and complex it is. So if you're someone who's super into health and fitness, then yes, I would recommend it. There's not many people I wouldn't recommend it to. I just think it's a really fun thing. Even if you just have it for 1 year, you're just committing to 1 year, to a lifetime of being self-aware of how your body works. Even though your body changes, it's just very interesting to see how your habits work and how your body works, and if you are delusional or that you are actually pushing yourself when you aim for your fitness goals. So anyways, thank you for watching. Bye.